Hey guys! It's this time of the year where Christmas is around the corner. So I bet every one of you are searching for presents like crazy, whether it's for you or for a friend. So I thought I would make a video with a list of camera gear below $50. So, should we start right in there? Let's open the big one first, huh? So in this box I have macro rings. What macro rings basically do is they turn every lens into a macro lens. And that is great for everyone that only needs macro lenses once in a while, because macro rings, they cost between $30 and $40. And I mean, a good macro lens starts at least $500, right? So what they basically do, how you use them is, you take your camera, detach the lens, take the macro rings and put them between the camera and your lens. So the way how they work is pretty easy. They just increase the distance between your lens and your sensor. They normally come in a pack of 2, and if you use them both together, you reach the maximum focus distance, or you can get the closest to your subject. But you don't need to use them both. You also can use single, and that way you can control your focus distance. Pretty handy, I would say. And a great gift, because I mean, they're between $30 and $40, so it doesn't break the bank as well. So let's put this box away. And the next tip I have, well, it's not in one of those boxes, because it doesn't fit, but it's pretty handy as well. What I mean is this, the super clamp. This one is from Frodo. You get them from Small Rig and from many other companies as well. What they basically do is they help you mounting things to almost any surface. With this little thing attached, you can mount it on a desk, for example, like here. And if it's detached, you can mount this super clamp to rods or basically anywhere, to any round surface. So now you might say, well, great, you have a clamp, what can I do with it? Let me show you. What I have here is a magic arm. So let's say you put your clamp onto your desk, and then you can insert this part of the magic arm into the super clamp right here. And then you can mount all sorts of things, monitors, or even cameras. Or you can take your smartphone, put a little clamp on top of here. By the way, this one's pretty cheap as well. This is around $10 to $20, so it would be a nice one as well. So bonus tip here. But you also could take your smartphone and start recording right away. So this thing is great in small spaces, because like you see, you don't need a tripod for your camera or your smartphone, and this can easily take your camera, because those super clamps, they're holding up to 15 kilograms. So that's quite a lot. I guess it's 30 pounds in US. So yeah, very handy little thing. And you do not need to use a magic arm like this. Of course, you can also use, let me quickly get it out. You could also use a spigot like this. And with this spigot, you could mount a camera on top of it and put it in here as well. So also a tripod. Or you take it out again, and like you see, there's a screw down here. So if I detach the super clamp real quick, you can screw this one in here. So if you screw it in here, you have a baby pin, so you can mount lights to this one. So this little thing is very helpful and comes in handy in many different situations. So if you have to mount anything, anywhere, light, camera, smartphone, action cam, the super clamp will help you. Should we go into the next one? Let's take the medium size present. So let's quickly put away this camera. What's inside this one is an absolute classic for lists like this. Inside this box is this Small Rig tool. I bet every one of you have seen one of those, but none of those lists are complete without it. So what this little tool does is, it holds all the keys you need in photography. It has all those hex keys that you need most of the time if you're building a rig, or if you're building a cage around your camera. It has this Phillips screwdriver that always comes in handy. And it has this broadhead. This is used for all tripod plates and things like that. So if you mount a tripod plate onto your camera, you will have to use this one. For me, it's the most used one of all of them. And if you want to save even more money, by the way, I haven't told you how much it costs. It's around, I think, $30 these days. It's definitely below 50. If you only need the broadhead, well, you can get this even cheaper. You can get it for 1 cent. So yeah, you could just take a coin and screw in those screws. So should we get into the small one, the little one? I think we should. And let me tell you, it's for all the Fuji and Leica fans out there. So let me grab the Q3 back there real quick. What is in this box will save you a ton of money. Because if you buy it at Leica, what's in there is basically $70. In this little box we have soft release shutter buttons. I, for example, like this brass one a lot, and 4 of them came in under $10, and one of them at Leica, like I said, costs $70. Definitely overpriced, but they're real handy. You screw them onto your shutter button. Let me show you real quick. You have this little screw hole here, and you just can attach it there, screw it in. So this little thing doesn't only look good, it also prevents your shutter button from collecting dust. And it's just a nice feeling, and I mean, it looks sick, especially this brass one. I like it a lot. So a very nice gift for Leica and Fuji fans. And I promise you, there is not really a feelable quality difference in there compared if you buy it at Leica. So I never buy it at Leica, really. Never buy something like that at Leica. I'm a fan of buying originals by the original brand, but this, come on. You can't pay $70 for this little piece of brass that you can have 4 of them for under $10 on Amazon. So go on Amazon, there are many of them there. So yeah, nice gift for Leica or Fuji photographer, or anyone that has a screw-in shutter button. Oh, and now that we're talking buttons, could you do me a big favor and hit this like and subscribe button? It would mean the world for me and support the channel. Thank you so much, guys. So as you see, all the presents are empty, but there is more to come. And one of those things is a cleaning kit. This cleaning kit, you get it from many different brands, is around $15 to $20. Pretty cheap as well, but very handy and very needed most of the time. What it houses is an air blower. I mean, it explains itself. It's blowing air onto a sensor or dust from the lens. Then we have this little pen here. It's called a lens pen. What it has is a stamp on one side and, let me get this off, a brush on the other side. So let me grab the camera with the macro lens real quick. So let me show you this one. If you want to clean your lens, you take the brush off all the dust, and then you take the stamp which removes fingerprints and things like that. So what you do with it is you set it onto the lens and then doing circles real slow. And then all the fingerprints are removed and you're good to go. The air blower on the other side comes in handy if you're changing lenses quite often, like we did with the macro rings here. Now let's say we have a lot of dust on a sensor. Just turn the camera down, take your air blower and blow inside the housing. And that way you have a good chance to get all this dust off your sensor. I mean, you will need a sensor cleaning once in a while, but this helps quite a lot. So what's also inside this cleaning kit is fluid for the lens. I do not use this very often. Most of the time something like this is more than enough. Then we have more fiber cloth and a few of those wet wipes. Comes in handy very often. Believe me, you do need it more than you want. Comes with this little case. That's very handy as well because you can pack all of those things in there, and then if you're leaving the house, just take it, throw it into your backpack, and you're good to go. So this one is technically no tech, no gear, but what this is inspiration, and that's often needed much more than gear, right? So this is a book of Steve McCurry, and it's not only a photo book. This is a book with stories in there, about his stories, about his adventures. This guy is a legend. If you don't know him, I'm sure you know him, but if you do not know him, check him out. It's definitely worth it. So he tells about all his adventures from a time where, well, AI was only known from science fiction movies. So, great book. If you're interested in something like that, get it off of Amazon. It's also below $50. I hope it is this day. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, definitely worth it. Get yourself a book, read about all those adventures and how he got his photos. And I mean, well, there are also many photos in there. So it's out of both worlds, the best out of both worlds. So highly recommend it. Get yourself a book. And if you're searching for a new camera, well, I got a video right here for you. And with that said, I wish you all great holidays and, well, a lot of fun in the shopping season that's starting out now. See you in the next one.